Kyle. Mattel. Mod's clocking in first, as it should be. How was your guys' day? Happy Tuesday. I was like, Monday. I was like, wait. I'm in a free hotel? What? Guys in the hotel just isn't charging you, or? Or are you sleeping under a bed? Or are you sleeping under a bridge right now? And you're like, if you think about it, it's like a free hotel. God damn it. So I ate like a little oatmeal here. It's like a small little 100-calorie packet oatmeal. And the thing is, in order to pack more protein in, which is smart because it keeps you more full, they have like these like seeds or something in it, and they're like not really crunchable. So they just kind of like stick in your teeth and whatever. And I don't like it. Speaking of things I don't like, good save. Ooh, that would have been actually really good if I took a little power off of it. Insanely good pass, by the way. Not gonna lie, Ethical did not think that would... Oh. I didn't think you would hit it like that. Edible teeth seeds. Yeah, I don't even know what they are. They're just like... I'm like... I can feel them in my mouth occasionally, then I'll like pick one out with my tongue. It's annoying. Oh, so I kind of assumed you would stay back, but okay. This is where I feel like I should be saying I got it. I'm just trying to force him high on that one. I thought Ethical would stay. Typically, when you're defending with one player on the back or one on the ground, the person on the ground should go first because it forces the other guy to go up half the time, and that's exactly where your backup is. Whereas the opposite doesn't really make sense or work. Like, you don't want to be on the ground and then have, ooh, I didn't think you'd not 50 that. Okay, what is happening? Ah. Didn't get under that in the way I wanted to. All right, there's one. Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, if they actually save that, I'm gonna be so sad. Hey, Dominic. How you doing? I'll be paying until 8 and then it's free. That's interesting. Is it free because you're gonna hide in the closet? You're gonna check out and hide in the closet? Unethical life hacks with Kyle? You're gonna check out, not actually close the door and sneak back in? Oh. All right. Hello, Jacques. Also, chat, I just realized the, oh, never mind. I was gonna say the usernames got reset, and then I'm like, wait, no. I could have sworn Jock, your name was different. I use the business credit card? Hell yeah. First, when it comes to Twitch, I think you actually are, yes. Did you actually pre-jump on that? No faith? No faith ethical? No faithical? No pinch, interesting. Nice shot. What's your rank? This is GC3 right now. I lost my old channel. Sad. Nice, close one. Wait. Oh, wait, I ran out of boost right as I got to it. I was like, wait, why did I stop? Okay, you got that. Did you say I'm only gold? That's fine. Everyone starts somewhere. I don't think he... Oh, he does have... I was about to say, I'm like, I don't think he has that read. He did have that read, Sag. How do you lose a channel? He either got banned or he just straight up forgot his password and then also doesn't have a recovery. Classic thing is someone makes like an account with like an email address that's like a temporary one. Or it's one they move on from. That happened to me one time with like a Yahoo email, and then I ended up deleting that email, and then I realized, oh wait, I don't have that email anymore. And like, well, if you don't have the recovery email, we literally cannot have you, you know, get a new password. And I was like, he's fast. I lost from YouTube ban in Australia. Wait, what? In Austria? Australia? Which one? That's really good dunk by Ethical. I don't know how he allowed that to get dunked. He had so much control over that play, but... Right, halfway through that, I was like, no one's challenging me. Ooh, almost a hilarious throw, I'm not gonna lie. That's an insane, oh my god, I was about to say, I'm like, that's an insane decision if Ethical gets on that. All right, I'm gonna assume teammate can get back. Nice. If I reset off the ceiling, that actually would have been insane. That's okay. That's OT. Means they might be under 16. YouTube's banned in Australia for kids. Is 16 really a kid? In my mind? I feel like once you get to 13, you're not like you're still a child, but you're not like a child, you know? That was kind of funny. I remember there was a Twitch channel that like was run by like a 10-year-old on Twitch that would generated a lot of buzz, and then it got banned. People were like, it's unfair. You're taking away all my hard work. I'm like, buddy, like the site makes you explicitly agree that you are of age, and then you admitted that you're not, and then you got banned. Like, sorry that it sucks that you did all that work, but like, you fundamentally agreed. Like, hey, what if I wasn't legally aged? In, and they're like, okay, well then you can't have a channel. I'm like, what? What? Nice, Ethical. Let's go. Playing off my 50. You're so attractive. I was just playing hard on that 50, and that boy did not know what he hit him. Now they go goo goo gaga pamperware and tilted. I mean, yeah, maybe. That'd be super funny if you turned into a channel and be like, all right, what's this channel about? And then like, just like a 2-year-old, you're like, damn, this content is kind of slapping. This man's spitting, literally, because he cannot control the dribble. And then before you know it, you're the number one viewer in a channel run by an infant. It's all fun and games until you realize off of ad revenue and gifted subs that 2-year-old is making $400,000 a year. Hey, it's TKO. Golden casual, but 1160 in, or golden ranked, but 1116 casual. That's like diamond level in casual, dang. I mean, competitive doesn't really scale like that, but still. Oh, kind of assumed you had that. My bad. I flunked out of gym because I don't play games. That's crazy to flunk gym. Literally the most bare minimum effort required to get a decent grade. Oh, they failed you because they're like, I don't like your face. I'm like, oh. Kind of offensive, but... Ooh, that's a rare miss. Holy. I would have bet anything on TKO getting that reset, getting a touch. I should have put that a little bit more middle, but I was thinking, nah, it'll be fine. I panic sometimes and overcommit. That's why you're gold. It happens. Also, mechanics, as always. In gold, it's a lot more about mechanics than anything else. Oh my god. Thought I reached that and actually overflipped to it. G'day, Eric. Happy Tuesday to you. Or to Tuesday? Pretty weird. It was all over the place. I was literally rushing to get a project done, and then literally right as I went to submit it, the website for the bid updated and said, oh, actually, just kidding, we rescheduled it to January 6th. And I'm like, buddy, what? Like, I was grinding like crazy to get this thing under the wire, and now right at the end, you're telling me, just kidding! So that was a little annoying, but whatever. I think I understand why TKO is so much lower now. He's kind of not as good as I thought he would be. I mean, he's still very good, but like, very strange to watch him just not do what I expect him to do. Either way. Books I know wait, he's an SSL. What the heck is this lobby? Damn, scoreboarded. Yeah, that's right. 100 points versus 58. He got carried. You don't have to worry next week? Yeah, I got another one actually due on the 6th that I gotta grind out. My least favorite part of the entire process is actually not writing it up, it's calculating labor costs for any work that we're doing. That's always my least favorite part. I feel like I have to calculate it on my own, and then I also have to show it to my boss, and then I also have to show it to our partner, who then translates it into like the units in their price catalog, which can be a little complicated and confusing. It's also something that makes or breaks everything, so if I don't get it done soon, then it's gonna be really bad. What am I doing? Teammate, 100 boost. 30 minutes though, they're 50k estimate? Hell yeah. I mean, the one that I did today was actually not long. It was licensing, so it was no labor involved at all. It was literally just like, hey, what if you bought these licenses from us at this much? We're able to lowball pretty hard, so if I don't win this bid, then someone legitimately is taking a negative, like no profit on their deal. This is legit, like, I don't know what more I could have done to save them money. Holy pinch. Trying to dodge that guy, but he took extra, like literally 70 extra seconds to get away from that. Man, these guys, I can't, like, legitimately on that last one, I was just looking at, on that last one, I was looking at the name tag, but I couldn't tell from the depth whether or not he actually, like, had it going up field. Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if he was, like, downfield or pressuring up the line because I couldn't tell how close it was. So I was like, oh, that's kind of awkward. The Air Force pissed me off today. You know what? They're called Chair Force for a reason, buddy. I'm not gonna lie, the Air Force was also my least favorite branch to deal with whenever I had to deal with them in for research. Bro, Air Force ROTC were the most, like, stick up their butt assholes, dude. Oh my god. All the other ROTC branches hated them, though, because Army, Navy, and Marines would all wake up at, like, 4 a.m. to do morning workouts for ROTC. And apparently all the Air Force guys would show up at, like, 11 a.m. So they all freaking despised them. It was like a gentleman's agreement. Hey, guys, let's all wake up, and then we could all share the gym together. And then Air Force is like, but what if we just slept in? It's like, that's not how this works. And then the Army and Marines and Navy coordinator, they were all super kind. I was like, hey, I need to do research on with these guys. Do you mind if I give a talk in your guys' like morning meeting or whatever for the week? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. Come on in. We're also doing workouts like in a week. Like you can come to that too, just to make sure you get everybody on board. And I'm like, oh, thanks so much. But then I talked to the Air Force people. I'm like, hey, can I talk to your meetings? They're like, why? I'm like, because I just want to, you know, see if they're interested in a research study. They're like, why? I'm like, well, because it helps benefit blah, 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 blah. We need to look at it in a longitudinal way. And so ROTC students are kind of facsimiles of military people. And they're like, but why? And I'm like, because I would love to. It's like, well, I'm afraid this is going to distract our students. I'm like, well, it's about an hour a day. So I bet as a college student, they could, or not even an hour a day, like 30 minutes a day of work for 2 weeks. And that's it. And they're like, is it though? I'm like, no, it is. That's why I told you it's 30 minutes a day. They're like, seems like it'd be more distracting than that. And I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, why is this meeting taking 45 minutes when everything else was literally just like a 1 minute? Yeah, sure, they can do that. So anyway, yeah, screw the Air Force. Air Force left me 6 comments on I did a calc wrong, and then I needed a certain method from the EPA. So user method got the same values. Oh no, that's even worse. Oh my god, I thought he missed. I'm like, did you hit that over? Bro said nice bump after they tried the Spanish. That's funny as hell. Save people money? That's a crazy concept. Yep. Well, I mean, it's funny because like we just got a bunch of business because we were talking to a distributor, our manufacturer partner of ours. And one of our AEs was talking to this person, and they're like, hey, so we're in here, you know, we're a high level partner with you guys. I was supposed to double reset, double touch. I'm sorry, Patrick. Next one, you got it. He said, hey, we're a partner down here. Do you need like another quote or something? They're like, actually, yeah, that'd be great, because apparently there's another partner in the area, like the only one they had in that territory. And apparently they were gouging the crap out of like every single person that they were helping. So they would have like, I think like with that partner, we get like at the partner level that both of us were, I think it's like a 35% to 40% discount off MSRP. And so we normally we mark it up like somewhere 15 to 20% probably on margin. And I think the guy that was there was marking it up 30 points, which is basically like just an absurd amount, like just like an absurd amount of margin, considering you're basically taking MSRP, taking like just like a little couple tens of dollars off of each device or whatever that you're selling, and then giving it back. And so we came in and gave them a quote, and then people were just like, oh my god, this is the other quotes that we could be getting. I'm like, yep, buddy, they're ripping you off, so how about you throw some business our way? So valid strategy to save people money sometimes. Some people really just be out here charging, you know, absurd prices. It's like going to those stores where they're like, oh my god, everything must go sale, and then it's like revealed that they only are putting off like 3% off the total, and you're like, is it really helpful? My favorite, like those Amazon auto configured deals where it goes from like $199 to $197.99 or something like that. And they're like, well, technically that is a discount. Like, is it though? Sorry, buddy. I also didn't think you chased that. Start at 25% profit. I mean, yeah, that's fine for what you're providing, especially if it's like something that's a service versus, because if you're doing 25 points, I mean, that's good. That's like a good markup. It's a good basis to have. It's also good if you're consistent on that. I would say for us, it's just like it's just a little weird when you have like, oh wait. When you have people by default for everything they're purchasing, like at 30%. The thing is, if you're dealing with like a enterprise level customer that has like billions of dollars, then yeah, sure, mark that shit up. If they're gonna buy it, they're gonna buy it. But if they're dealing with like school districts and like mom and pop shops and stuff, and I'm like, you're charging about the ass for this stuff. You're like, you don't need to do that. I'm a firm believer that you're gonna get way more business long term by giving people fair prices rather than trying to gouge them as hard as possible on every purchase, and then just assuming it'll compound or whatever. Okay, I kind of assumed you'd double it, and then you just didn't? Question mark? That's a good lob. Expect off ceiling. Military spending is insane. Yeah, I mean, they're really quick about double checking stuff. Like, I used to write grants for the DoD, and there was a whole section I hated where the committee would come back to you with all their budget checks of being like, actually, you said you're spending over 4 years, I don't know, $600 on pens. Why $600? I just Googled blah, 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 and I found this brand for this much. So why are you using those brands? And you're just like, oh my God, dude, who fucking cares? The Pentagon has failed, has failed an audit for the past decade, like every year. Like, why does it matter if we're not getting the cheapest possible pens? Hey, it's me, federal contractor with a conscience. Yeah, we don't do too many federal jobs. I would like to, but don't have those connections yet. Also, it's annoying trying to sign up for like chess, like the procurement site for like military contractors and stuff, because they're so insane. Unlike, I remember we emailed them about a job that we saw, and they're like, oh yeah, just go to the website, and then you log in, and you have to have a certificate to even access it through the military. So it's like, okay, well, they keep sending us that link. Just like, just go to link that, man. And I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, we're physically not able to access this link. No, I over-rotated. That was such an easy double. Or easy reset. Oh. How things are getting caught. There's some crazy stuff in Afghanistan. I mean, there's just crazy stuff everywhere. Just kind of funny to watch all these like nickel and dimey things that happen. Thing is, the government hates losing inertia, so I feel like if you can like nail a federal contract and get something off the ground, you can milk that like forever, as long as you're actually providing a decent service and quality price. Like, they'll probably never go away from you. It's kind of what we've seen for like a lot of security stuff when it comes to like licensing or setting up a system. Like, you can just maintain that contract for the rest of your life as long as you prioritize them. Only downside, some places are divas. We were just setting up a support contract for a customer the other day, and they're like, we want someone on premises within 30 minutes when we call you. And it's like, what? It's like, oh, homie, do you have any idea how even if we lived next door, that would be such an unreasonable thing to think about. Like, literally, even if our office was directly next to your campus, there's no shot we'd be able to be on premises in 30 minutes. The only way that makes sense is if I know one of our partners has a deal where you can charge someone $300,000, and it literally just means they hire an engineer to work on your campus. Like, they're an on-call person who just sits around on your campus and waits. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're an engineer, like, or an IT guy, would you take that $300K to just sit around? Maybe never even have jobs. You're just the on-call guy. I feel like hell yeah. Like, your day, you don't even have a day-to-day. You're just there in case something breaks. Granted, if someone's buying that, you're probably in charge of like 60 sites. So the low entry price model, a la Infinity or AT&T. Once you're in, you're golden. I mean, more or less, yeah. I take that job in a heartbeat. Well, the company takes a slice of that 300K, right? Yeah, I guess that's the price. Well, I guess you'd mark it up a little bit. So that's like the price list price. Just had my first meal after fasting for 72 hours. Holy moly, food never tasted so good. I think the longest I've ever gone without... Actually, wow, that's a good question. I don't know the last time when's the longest time I've ever gone without eating? I vaguely remember one time in Arizona, I was road tripping and I stopped to get gas and my debit card wouldn't work. And I was like, what the heck? And so I checked and it turned out that without me realizing, my card expired. And I was like, oh, and I'm in the middle of Arizona. I have like no, and this is before my phone had like tap or anything. So, and even if it was attached to my card, which is now expired. So I was like, oh no. And so I'm thinking to myself, how the frick am I gonna pay for gas? Luckily I had just enough cash, but then I realized I was about to stay at a hotel and everything. And so I didn't think I ate. I don't think I ate for like at least 24, 48 hours. Cause I think I had to leave before we got breakfast. And I just assumed like, oh, we'll pick up something on the way. It was me and my girlfriend at the time. Sorry, that was kind of stupid. I want to say it ended up being like 36 hours, and that was pretty bad, not gonna lie. So I can't even imagine double that time. Oh, I should have flicked it earlier. I didn't realize he was chowing like that. Oh, it's clouds. Oh my God, what an easy clear. Low energy or not hungry? Well, yeah, I think at that point your body just goes into like low power mode. I feel like for me, it's just like you need glucose in the brain. Anytime I go without food for a little too long, that's the biggest thing I notice. Is not even the hunger, it's just like I cannot process stuff after a while. It's why I often end streams because of I'm hungry. Because at a certain point, it's like streaming takes so much energy mentally that it's like if you don't have something in your brain, you're gonna not be a happy camper. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Clouds. I thought you had 100. So I was like, oh, that'd be a perfect counter. And then he had like 10 boost. Cringe. Clouds, I'm trying to give, no, buddy, I'm trying to give you the boost. Everybody play bounce. Nice. Food makes you feel sluggish. Depends on how you eat and how much you eat. Really depends on the type of food, I feel like, for stuff like that. I don't know how you scooped it like that. No! Luckily that's not... Nope. Cringe. DT bad! Whoa, what's up? All good to do your body fat ratio with my extra fluff. I'm good for a minute. Yeah. Kill an armadillo and cook it? Yeah, I'm not doing that. That is one thing I'm honestly like, I would never want to look forward to. If I was like in the woods and I had to eat something and it came time to like potentially kill an animal. I don't know if I could do that. I'm too soy boy for that, as they say. Like I could never be a butcher, dude. That's crazy that you read my spike. Wait, you were the one? Okay, I thought Yared was gonna go for that, and that was gonna be pretty straightforward. Ooh. think starting tomorrow I'm gonna get an accountability buddy. I'm gonna hit up my buddy Seb, who's a gym guy. And if I don't send him a screenshot, this is something I did back in the day with my buddy, and he actually got in really good shape afterwards. Basically, every day I don't send a photo to him with a screenshot of my like workout summary on my phone or like on my smartwatch or whatever. I have to pay him $10. Oh my god. Luckily they suck. Yeah, I was basically every time he would wake up at 6 a.m. and if I didn't wake up for classes and have a screenshot by 7:30 a.m. I would Venmo request him and he paid it. I made like $40 in a year and like a year off that. Made a lot of money in the beginning, and after a while it became such a good pattern he didn't have to be reminded anymore. How brave do you want to feel, Clouds? I set that up pretty well for you. Don't need a lot of boost. Get the reset. Ooh. Wait. Oh my god, imagine. You need an American approach guard to hunting. If you're going to kill it, make sure not to waste any part of it. Yeah, I vibe with that. I kind of actually really like that approach of like, it is like almost respectful that way. Like you're going to kill this thing, so you might as well actually like do something with it instead of just kill it and then like eat like a bit of it and then you'll be like, all right, gone. Nice. My wife paid for some calorie counting app that I didn't accountability coach. Paid stupid money for the whole year. I used it only because I hated the idea of going to waste. I like calorie counting apps personally. Now I'm at a point where I can like pretty much mentally memorize like how much I'm eating, so it's not a big deal. I also think the downside of calorie counting is that after a while you don't. I think using calorie counting apps and doing it with home cooked meals is actually the way to go, because that way you start to memorize like when you make chicken and you start cutting it up and you're putting it in a salad or you're putting it in your meal, you can like mentally like be like, oh, that's about 160, 180 grams or something like that. It's like somewhere between there, and you know that's going to be about like, you know, 200, 250 calories or whatever, and all that. Oh, that sauce? Okay, well, let's not use too much of that because that's going to be a lot of like blah, blah, blah calories. Oh, okay, I had this much pasta with this much sauce, which means somewhere between here and here. So you don't have to be exact, but like, you know kind of where you're hitting. For me, I'm just like, I've been dieting pretty consistently and I feel pretty good. But I have noticed my energy is starting to go down. I think it's because I just haven't been consistently going to the gym anymore. And considering I have a really nice gym in my apartment, like, neighborhood, and it's like 2-block walk away from me, I'm like, I feel like I should be taking advantage of that. Not even 2 blocks, like 1 block. So I'm like, I should take advantage of that. At the very least, I know one thing that my buddy has been saying he's liked at work is, it's I forget what the ratio is, but it's like if you do 30 minutes of walking at 4 miles an hour at 12% incline or something like that, or 12-degree incline. He's like, that's actually like an incredibly good way to like not destroy your body, but still get like a good amount of workout in, and with like a fuck ton of steps. So it's like not really cardio, but like he's like, if you're trying to get back into it, that's like a good way to still feel like you're exercising and getting cardio in without having to actually commit to like a full cardio day. Which I think for me, getting back into it, that would be a good starter. Hi, Peak. I would really like it if you had a new catchphrase, but that's okay. I just realized I'm not queuing. Oh my god, chat. I was about to say, I'm like, man, this queue's taking forever. Lost 50 pounds till I hit my back and came right back. I typically measure in relation to the size of my palm. Yeah. I think also just eating slower also helps. If anyone's trying to like eat less, I think it's like, that's a huge thing. I don't think people realize how fast we eat. What's our workout split? Well, that's the thing. Like, I haven't had a split in a fat minute. Like, I just don't work out as much. I used to do like home workouts, like a lot of body weight exercises and like small weights, like free weights or something. But I stopped doing that mainly because I think I just got really depressed and I was like convincing myself I have to focus on other stuff. But ultimately, like, you can always make time for it. And I do remember like when I was working out in grad school, that was definitely the best I felt when I went through depressive episodes. is that I definitely felt way more like resilient and a lot more energized to do stuff. So I want to get back to that, which is why I kind of want to use my accountability partner system to just be like, hey, listen. Push pull legs, but I recommend up or lower. Yeah, I'm a little far off from actually designing like sets and having days for stuff because I haven't done that that minute, but eventually I'll get back into that. Oh, I thought that ball was a little closer. Don't like anything about what my teammate just did. Okay. Well, I'm trying to go slow because I think the one thing that always demotivates me when I tried to go back into getting into the gym is I think my brain is, I don't know if anyone else relates to this, but I grew up being an athlete like for about 22 years. I was like a pretty high level athlete within soccer, but also just like hitting the gym somewhat regularly. And I therefore, because of that, have kind of a internal pace from that. Like whenever I jog, I run at like a 6-minute to 5-minute mile pace. Even now that I'm not in shape and can't actually run that mile, but like my brain is just so like, nope, that's the pace you run. Like anytime I try to run it any slower than that, my brain's like, oh my God, are you even running? Are you walking? Are you standing still right now? And so I try to push myself, and then I do, and I get a good workout in, but then you wake up the next day and the lactic acid hits you like a freaking frying pan to your face. And you're like, oh, my body was not ready for that. I really thought you were back. Holy shit. Okay, well, I need to pay attention. Can I ask how old you are? I'm 31. Makes me mad that you can't exercise enough to eat terribly if you just work to just not enough hours a day. I mean, there are enough hours. The thing is like, for me, I'm someone who just wants like a quick little 30-minute exercise. I'm not trying to go to the gym for 2 hours. Like, if I can get my entire workout and shower and everything out of the way in like 45 minutes, excellent. I can do that. But some people are just like, oh, they're going to the gym in the morning. Like some people I've known are like super into fitness. They're going for like, it's like 2 hours of their day is dedicated to that stuff. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not doing that. Eat terribly, 3K calories a day. I mean, depending on how big you are, that might not actually matter. Yeah, I think when I'm trying to lose weight, I was eating like 16 to 1800, but that was just purely like losing weight, like not trying to like do body recomposition or anything like that. Man, that guy actually just refused to give me that back post. That was really funny. Yeah, my metabolism was great when I was playing sports, obviously, but for nowadays, I definitely gain weight a lot more quickly when I don't exercise or I'm not eating well. So it's definitely slowing down pretty heavily, but that's also because I haven't exercised. So my metabolism is basically non-existent now. Not really overweight, but just, you know, you look at what you look like now as an adult and you're like, that's not really what I'm used to. That's almost insane. Man, jumped too fast. Or got that off my hood too fast. You got that? No, don't go. But he was not going for that ball. He had an open shot. My teammate was like, what if I went past it? I'm like, well, I'm not with you, so. Trying to hit that light so we can at least stay close to it. Ooh, want to see if I can sneak that in there. This is where you go full in. Ooh. I don't think he tried to fake me. I think he was just trying to keep it close, but... Satch. On 4. Okay. Thought I had that save. All right, I want to see if my teammate is near me in MMR or if he's just crazy boosted, because I don't know what the hell happened this game. He is basically my MMR, sad. 1,800 calories is my successful weight loss target. Don't need to do any real exercising, playing rec soccer. It's a small field 5-a-side. Oh, God, I love soccer. I'm 6'5", 205-ish. Takes a lot more to fill up my frame. No, 100%, yeah. That's why, honestly, I don't really want to ever have to bulk, dude. Like, I already feel like I eat, like, a decent amount, when in reality, I'm probably only eating, like... When I was, like, truly athletic, I was probably eating, like, 22 to 2,400 calories a day. And that was just to maintain, like, the athletic, like, soccer guy frame. Like, not, like, the bulky, but just, like, yeah, you're fit. But, yeah, nowadays, it's, like, I'm more so eating... Let's say I eat probably 1,600 to 1,700 naturally now. So I think it maintains the weight. Problem is, it doesn't really help you when you're trying to like shed those like 10, 15 pounds, you know? Why do their names have asterisks in them? Because they say something inappropriate. Lag? It's server-side stuff. So I hit it on my screen, but it still went in. I had a pretty high metabolism pre-30s as well. Yep. I think that's kind of just a natural thing. I think once you hit about late 20s, 30s, I think that's when you first realize, like, oh, this stuff doesn't last forever. The only person I've ever seen an exception to that, but I'm curious to see how it goes in the next 2 years. I have a buddy, Oliver, who's... I mean, he's a fit guy. He works out a lot because both his parents are fitness freaks, but he's like a pretty thin dude. He's pretty wiry. And he eats a decent amount too. But he's like in his late 20s, so I'm like, I think he's probably gonna start hitting that limit where he's not gonna be able to get away with that. Oh. I'm 34. Well, congratulations! Okay. No, I mean, congrats for keeping your metabolism up. I know it can be a little frustrating. I know some people have like, everyone thinks having a great metabolism is tough, but like I know plenty of people who do need to gain weight because they want to fill out or be a little more healthy, and they physically cannot. They're like, dude, I eat so much, but it doesn't click. Oh my God. Wow, that's an insanely good touch by Void. Yeah, it's an insanely good touch by Void. I have no idea how he lobbed that. I want to see this again. That was there was literally no way he meant to do that. That's such an insane first touch. Cool. Guy won't be able to have 3 double cheeseburger, large Coke, large fry, and 10 pieces. Dude, it's actually insane how much I overate growing up, and looking back, I never weighed myself, but I was always like the same exact weight. Hey, Socks. Hey, Moon's Wrath. Wait. Oh! Get destroyed! Oh my lord, what a recovery on that. Boop. That was stupid as hell. That did not deserve to go in. Soccer in high school coach had us run 5 miles for anything else. Anything. 5 miles is a long time. Scoop. A little bit. Whoa, what the? I didn't mean to land like that. You guys had long practices if you guys were doing 5 miles of running. That's snipe. I'm not a huge fan of you having 100 boost and you single jump clearing that. I think he's playing for a 50, but I'm like, man had a reset. Like, why are you trying to 50 that? Wait, Baz, I was just talking about how incredibly skinny you are. No, I'm kidding. No, we were talking about fitness and how you say it's a little frustrating that like you eat a bunch and you like just maintain your weight basically. Like obviously you still work out, but like you kind of find it frustrating at times. It's crazy. I just mentioned Bass and he appears like that. Teammate, did you just dive in on that? Crazy. All right, well. Mezzos will be damned. I think part of it is because you do work out. I know you stay fit, so maybe that probably helps maintain things. I think if you were just like a couch slob, then it probably would be going away by now. That definitely helps, I'm sure. Also, Bass, I have to send you a YouTuber that I found. I was listening to her, and I dead-ass thought it was Herc. Because she has the exact same voice, and it actually kind of scared me. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Void, no offense, but I think you should put the controller down. And pick the fry cook spatula up. Put the fries in the bag. Why you jump for that? Nope. No, it was actually, it's her name's Francesca Fiorentina, I think. I think she's like a political commentator technically, but her video came on in the background and I was just like, what? And it's the first time I'd ever heard her. And I just immediately heard her voice and it has like that exact same like scratchy kind of voice to it. And I was just like, wait, what the hell? And I'm like, you just have to turn on a video and just close your eyes and imagine like the voice coming out of like Herc. And then you're like, oh wait, that's 100% it. Her room's pretty great. It's called the Bituation Room. Nah, I can get the trash talk in. I think... Wait, is this the same guy? I'm just going to assume the guy on the other team is the guy I just lost with, and we will immediately demolish him. This is a feature I wish they had in more ranked games. The rematch feature. Like, if someone trash talks, you should be able to target them and be like, give me this person again on the other team. Like... Stick to analyzing, my teammate says, as he immediately fails to touch the ball in any meaningful way for 5 full minutes. It is the same guy? Good. Yeah, with these Epic accounts, I can't tell because they have no PFP. We're playing with University of Arizona Amp, though, so he's a goated teammate. Not gonna lie, he had no boost, and it looked like he was moving pretty slow, so I just assumed he didn't have that read. There's no shot amp if you just stole both of those boosts. And now we have nothing. All right. Close one. Sick pass. So if you're on the outside of the ball, you're probably gonna hit it inside. And when you telegraph that, it's very easy to read. This guy would have such a treasure trove of things for me to review for him next game if he watches back my stream. Nice amp. Excellent. Close one. I don't know how I don't demo him there. That was pretty impressive air dribble. I like the part where you lose it immediately. Oh no, Amph, I don't like how you lose it immediately. Oh, I was gonna dodge that demo. But I was like, not a huge deal if it goes over, but... Blah, 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 blah. Sorry guys that I've turned this guy into my arch nemesis. I just, it's my least favorite thing is when people... If people want to trash talk, I don't actually care. But if people are like doing absolutely nothing the entire game and also actively effing up and then telling me to pick it up, like I'm like, buddy, look in a mirror, please. I beg of you. The replay feature is for free. Epic made Fortnite have some respect. Did they? You remind me of Tryhouse? Good, because Tryhouse is my celebrity crush. We live right down the street from each other. Close one. Uh-oh, dusted. Oh, buddy, I can't trash talk you if you leave. Cringe. Gotta go. Don't get to watch you often, but when following for a while, always enjoy your streams and clips. Thank you for that too. Wish you the best of the new year. Supreme, thank you. And best of luck in the new year to you as well. Have a good evening. He gone. I gotta get him another time. Oh, he's a higher MAR than me, damn. When boosting goes wrong. That's how you know, oh, he isn't a real one. Epic account, what the hell is even that? Well, I just, it's hard to tell sometimes, especially when he's got like a, like name. Also, I miss my mixer. I used to be able to press a button and it used to censor my mic and it was really funny for comedic things like that. Where I could just fake drop a swear in chat and it goes, ooh. Shaq! Spade Arino. Wonder if this is Kansas Spade. Uh-oh, not a fan of that. Underneath one and around the other. Teammates is the teammate you called boosted? Oh, he is! That one, honestly, I think it was panic because he was playing off the first guy, and then once the first guy missed, he was like, wait, what? I've been there before, where you're like, that is 100% something my teammate will do, and then they don't, and you're like... Now, I just assume everyone's boosted when they play really slow and indecisive, because everyone's had bad games, but there's certain players that just, the way they play is like, this isn't like a player who's used to this speed. This is like a player who's actively like panicking at every single second. Speaking of, do you want a bum? Oh, close. Still a good one? Oh my God, I thought he missed. Oh my God, I was like, Spade, no. I thought you had the pass. Generally can't enjoy the game outside of casual. 3's filled with bots now. Really? Are you playing at like 1800? I can kind of believe that. I had to fix my camera. I'm sorry, teammate. I'm sorry, teammate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, you missed. I don't mind. Top 100. It's kind of funny how like, well, the thing is like the top 100 bots, from what I can see, the 100 bots aren't really difficult in the sense of like you can't out-mech them or demo them or whatever. I think what makes them really difficult to play against is the fact that they're any 50 and aerial will be taken flawlessly. MLE, let's go. The new MLE season is upon us, chat. How's the broadcast today, ladies and gents? Minor League Esports, by the way, guys. If you guys ever want to get involved with a quality league format with definitely among any of the community streams in the Rocket League community, definitely the best production value. And I can say that pretty confidently. Something to check out. Run by very competent people. No! How you doing, Pandy? How you doing, Hannix? But yeah, welcome in, everybody. I'm Dana Taco, full-time... Well, that's weird to say that. Well, not full-time anymore, but I'm a caster commentator within Rocket League. If you only watch RLCS, you probably never heard of me. If you watch a lot of CRL, or pretty much any tournament outside of RLCS, you've probably seen a lot of me. Typically, we're GC3 SSL end of the season, so just trying to get our awards in and make sure we're not getting dusted over the top like that. Wait, hold on, miss. Aw. Pandy got banned from Emily for saying 6-7. It's the right thing. Bots and threes are unbeatable. I don't know, man. I watched that replay back, and it wasn't that bad. Felt like it was actually very winnable. You guys missed an open net, and beyond that, then you lost because you were giving away open nets. I do think that's going to be a very interesting conversation going forward, is how good the bots can get in threes. Because I know historically the bots were always better in twos because they're like programmed just for 50s and solo plays, which is basically what twos is anyway. But like in threes, it's a lot more complicated because you can't just play that direct. Bonk. Well, I think part of it is it's the same reason that I think bots are difficult, I think, to beat even in like twos and whatever, because they're not like necessarily doing anything that you're like, that's mind blowing. I think it's just the fact that they never challenge the same way human does, because they wait until the last possible second to get any aerial, and if you overtouch anything, they pre-jump you immediately. So I think that's the thing that makes it a little hard, is that like, yeah, humans pre-jump too, and humans like wait until the last second to save boost or whatever, but bots do it like flawlessly. Like their fast aerial from like halfway up the field, like 15 feet above the ground, is like a flawless takeoff that will literally, you will never beat. When you play against them live, you'll understand. No, I get it. Like, I've played against players like bots and twos where I'm like, yeah, this is doable, but like the problem is if you make any even thing remotely close to a mistake, it's going internet. So that's a little unforgiving. In terms of like the actual mechanics, I feel like it's not too bad. It's just trying to actually come up. I think the biggest thing is that I don't think they're actually very good at dodging demos yet. They're still like very weak in that regard, if memory serves. I know. I remember that was a thing for the twos players when they were playing like the super high-end bots. He has no boost, is it on ceiling? Why are you rushing it? Agreed, Kerbo. Squishy, Life, and some EU play were also losing the same day. Damn. Well, again, I think part of it is because your muscle memory is based on human players, and when you're playing against bots, it's very weird. Like, for example, there's plenty of times where they're air dribbling, or they set up a really good air dribble, and if that was a human, that'd be an air dribble, like a formal one. But instead, they like to get 2 touches, and the moment you're up, they go for a 50 every time, every time. And it's really hard because you're like, no human would do that. Like, you have 60 boost, you would keep an air dribble going. You'd go for a clip, you'd go for a reset, and they just kind of don't. So it's like, They also don't really miss any flip resets, which doesn't help. Not like, they don't necessarily even hit it that well. They just never miss the setup. Might cough again tomorrow, but it's the last day of the year, so only if I mean, it's not like your hours expire at the end of the year, right, Matt? Trees Knee says, I'm not taking things too seriously. That explains why I hate him as a player. Anyone else see that hot take online that said the worst players to play with are the players who play just for fun? Yeah, I think the important thing about those types of players is that it's not actually that they don't play for, they play for fun. It's that they're playing competitive and they're actively not trying. And it's like, those are the worst to play against, because why are you in this lobby if you're not trying to actually do something? Like there's some players who play for fun, but they have fun by winning, you know? They actually like try to do something. They help out their teammate. Those are the players that like aren't gonna get super tilted if they lose, but they're still trying to win. Versus some players who are just like driving around like they're drunk, just doing whatever. And it's just like, that's not a fun player to play with because they're just wasting everyone's time. I'd be shocked if either of you are above diamond with how you're talking. Yeah! Let's go. I'm above diamond. Fire. Oh. He didn't mention me, chat. Kerbo respects me. Matt, I say do it. If you're tired and you have hours off and you can take off on a day's notice, go for it. They got destroyed was like, yeah, they're hard to beat. Well, if I could get back up to that. UTSA, that's University of Texas at San Antonio? I bet this guy's name is Rise, but that's a stupid name. R-I-Y-S-E. I need to stop doing that. Challenging and using every single bit of my boost, and then ultimately just results in me looking like a jackass. I didn't realize you were demoing him. You whiffed! Oh my god, I was trying to get above the ball, but he just comes out of nowhere and slaps me like that. That's really funny, actually. What the heck? I don't know if Salt has that. Oh, he does. Here's. Funds, we were just talking about how catchphrases are lame. You should be ashamed of yourself. I bet Buddy has the same opener. Well, I was going to say on dating apps, and then I realized 12, you're like 15. You can't get on dating apps, and for good reason. Did I tell you guys about the guy who was authentically trying to pitch the idea of a dating app for people under 18? And I was just like sobbing, crying, because I'm like, how do you not see the downside of that app? I have a belief that if there's an app that seems very obvious to you, there's probably a very good reason why it hasn't been made yet. Oh my god, that guy scared me. I didn't think he'd full chow that. These guys are freaking aggro as hell. What a psychotic decision to turn on that. All right, well. Those already exist. They shouldn't. Considering how many fake profiles there are in regular dating apps, imagine what happens when you have a dating app in which everyone you're looking at is a minor. It's almost like that could be used in a bad way. Oof. What the? That was in a wave dash. No one loves you, Lexi Holy. Stealing my boost. My least favorite thing in 2 is a duo queue that actually knows what they're doing. Ah! Brain dead. I should have just flicked it immediately. I know they're challenging immediately every single time, and yet I still am like, what if he doesn't challenge immediately? Applying to for, as we speak, for jobs. Good. Making money is always nice. Hopefully you can actually find one. Save. Oh, I thought he hit it too hard for a second. I was, or wide. I was like, wait a minute. So Taco can take more of my money. Let's go. I fully support this. Oh my god, I thought he landed on the inside of the goal because he pinched it. So I was like, why are you out of the goal? I didn't realize he fell out. That was on me. My ball cam took me away. Okay, cool. That's why when they immediately challenge every single ball, you just gotta force it. All right, we're gonna be early flicking the rest of this game because these guys literally can't help themselves to just jump at everything. Zero seconds, you have 100 boost, and you're not even gonna try to tap that? All right, it's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's funny how in twos, everyone kind of just loses IQ every once in a while, and not in a good way. Like, I understand you gotta play brain dead a little bit in twos, but like, it's kind of fascinating to see like the situational awareness there of like, okay, I hit the ball off the corner. Not the best touch, but you know, I'm trying to keep it up. Guy then doesn't play for possession. He just knocks it for a double tap, and our teammate on the back post with 100 boost is like, I bet he's gonna hit this up and out. I'm like, buddy, you don't know that. Just get in the back wall, tap it once, and then I follow or something. Why are we acting like we could just give up on that? It's a 1-goal game. Like, let's go. Put a hand up. $12X, you definitely have not been gone for a whole year. Someone check his chat history. Okay. Oh boy, that's not such I thought he would have. I'm just playing a little brain deady, I'm not gonna lie, in threes. This is a very twos style play style. Kind of just driving around. Mainly because I feel like we're pressuring the ball very slow, and I'm getting impatient. This is the problem with playing in too much twos, that you do start to play a little bit more impatient than you normally do. It results in some awkwardness. Nice. You ever finished Clair Obscure? I beat the story, yes. Hmm. 10 timeouts? Yeah, 12X is not a good member of society, had to be reformed. Jen, do you pick Mael? I would argue that's probably the most commonly picked one, if I had to guess. Trying to get that tap and just not there. His last stream entry, that's what I'm saying, dude. He's like, oh, I haven't gone a year. I'm like, you definitely haven't. like I know for a fact you haven't been in. Maybe because if it has been a full year, I would have been like, whoa, I haven't seen that in forever, versus like, oh, hey, welcome back. Wait, I'm so sorry, Ches. That actually was a really good pass, and that actually a decent shot, but I thought you were going for a pinch. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way with 100 boost in GC3 you missed that. There's no way. There's simply no way. It really does fascinate me that Shaq is telling me about all these bots and 3s and 2s and how that's still like such a huge issue across ranked. It really does make me wonder like what is the roadblock for Epic, because I know for a fact that like in the creator Discord they've been very communicative about like how they're trying to be aggressive about it and like address it, but like they're still having these issues. So it's like I do wonder like what is like the back end like developer standpoint on like why this is such a difficult thing to do. I feel like they're just trying to find a way to do it without banning Bacchus mod basically, or getting rid of any injection based mods. No faith. Any legend sighting? Buddy's been gone for forever. He doesn't come in anymore. He finally gave up. Or he's been smart and actually stopped mentioning that he's legend. That was the funniest thing, is he actively would be in chat and he'd be normal, and then all of a sudden he'd ruin it by being like, hey, guess what? I'm lying to you. Anyway, hi, I'm this guy who got banned 60 times. And I'm like, well, if you actually never said anything, I would have never known, so. Why? Wait! Oh my god, they whiffed. Ches? That's good running. Play off ceiling, play off ceiling, play off ceiling. Wait. Riddle, good job! Set. I think if someone actually got banned that much and they wanted to watch, like, I appreciate the effort that you want, that you actively want to watch the stream. But the thing is, it's like, it's this weird in-between thing of just being like an immature kid. But that's why I said, like, after a while, like, Legend, the problem is like, I'm not letting you back in, not because I don't think you're a good kid, but because you're actively stupid. Like, I'm insulted that you think the strategy here is to just keep making new accounts over and over and over again and admitting it's you. Like, literally, there's no reason whatsoever that you have to admit it's you for these, like, for that to work. Just be in chat under a different name. I would never know unless you keep bringing it up. But then he kept being like, hey, Taco, can I tell you something? I'm like, what is it? New account created 5 minutes ago. What if I told you that I'm Legend? I'm like, oh, what a surprise. Anyway, shut the fuck up and get out of here. And he'd just like, he'd be super shocked. I'm like, wait, why are you banning me again? I don't get it. I'm like, buddy, if you really want to watch, just don't mention that you're the guy I just banned. Like, it's not that hard. I think he can still watch stream if you're banned. He can, but the thing is, he wants to chat. He wants to be able to know. And I'm like, I understand that you're trying to watch, but like, this strategy is so stupid. It's like pride at a certain point. No, you're gonna let me back in. My other thing is that he spent one stream like making like 15 different accounts, like really like basement dweller, no lifing type thing, like never had a hobby type thing. And eventually I banned him out of that. And then he'd come back 2 days later and be like, I just don't understand why I'm banned. I'm like, buddy, like, well, huh? What do you mean? Imagine like lighting your girlfriend's apartment on fire and then being like, I don't know why you're mad. Like, it's like that type of person. And I'm like, I don't know. I think you're just stupid, like straight up. I think you're just actively dumb. And I don't like saying that about a kid, but I'm like, I don't know, man, stay in school. Like, go to study hall and actually do your work. Oh, I completely misread that angle. Like, if you actively, genuinely don't understand the consequences of your actions, you might be stupid. Like, that's just how it is. Because the thing is, I'm down if, like, a kid is, like, hormonal or whatever. Like, not to use him as an example, but, like, Preston he's a great viewer, and I'm glad he's a member of the community. But there was a time where, like, he was kind of getting in fights with people in chat, and we had to chill him out and time him out or whatever. And then he kind of learned his lesson because he's a smart kid. And he's like, oh, okay, so, sorry, I'm getting a little worked up. I'm getting, like, blah, blah, blah. Let's not do that, and let's, you know, actually just coexist with people in the chat. And it worked. And then, meanwhile, Legend is, like, doing all this random nonsense, breaking the rules constantly. I banned him 15 times for the same reason. And then eventually I perma-banned him, and he's like, oh, what did I even do? I'm like, you're stupid. I'm sorry. I don't actually have a high IQ. And I don't mean that in, like, a cringy, like, well, I believe in IQ. I just mean, like, you're actively just not a critical thinker. When he makes a thought, the Windows error sound goes off. A little ahead of that. I think people were like, I remember they were like, oh, he's just a troll. I'm like, well, that's the sad thing is that he wasn't, because he was like very genuinely a young kid. I think it bothered me because I gave him like, almost without fail, I'm a two striker. If someone does something bad, I give them one more chance, and if they do it again, then they're banned. I gave him probably like 10 chances, and I kept trying to be like, you really like the stream, you keep professing that you love the stream, and yet you can't stop breaking all the rules. So I'm gonna ask you to chill, and I'm trying to teach you how to be freaking normal and not, you know, a freaking idiot. And he just would not get it. That's why, honestly, it bothered me so much. Because I was like, I gave you like infinite chances, and I explained to you in painstaking detail what you're doing wrong, and you still just kept doing it. I don't know, man. Man, I would love it if he just bumped the one guy instead of trying to steal my clip. One of my least favorite traits in a teammate. They have enough boost to go for an air dribble, but they're so focused on like the contact that they don't think about the situation. Oh god, you didn't get the boost. That's fine. Play the bounce, play the bounce, play the bounce. Off wall. Nice. That's fine. Ooh, I saw him go late on that. I think teammate should be able to get a shot off. Double? Close one. Oh my god! I was trying to see if I could fake that. Didn't quite work out. Bro might be a bot? Question mark? There's the discount bot, chat. There's the one that actually plays like a diamond, and then there's the one that actually plays like an SSL. I think this is the diamond bot, because he has not kind of paid attention to my rotation at all. He also keeps like overcommitting on everything, even though he can physically see me in front of it, so I don't know. Never mind. That's not real aerial. Also, no boost management. Holy crap. What a throw! Anyway. Taco, remember me? No. But hello. Can't wait until some random account speaks in the next 5 minutes. Guess what, Taco? No, seriously. I don't do guess whats. 12X and Preston, dynamic duo. All right. He will never remember you. Buddy says clanker. Even him thought so. Oh, it's Geoids. I haven't seen him in a bit. Ready? Touch the ball! See, Joyheads and Muzi are good, but I'm getting a sense that this is going to be a 2v2 type of rotation. I'm noticing a lot of, like, doubling back, which is, you know, fine, but when it's every time, it's kind of like, is my job just to sit back? Is that what we're going to be doing? Not a huge fan of that touch. What was that? God, these people, dude. Is that calmed? Did they just try to fake that or something? Oh, you reset that? Bang, bang, bang. Or not. I don't know why he held that. He had the reset. Just go. Or did he screw it up? I lost. It looked like he had the reset. If he just skipped that, it would have been great. On your right? I don't know how to lose that to the right, personally. Oh. Heads up play there. Get the bump. Oh boy. I don't know why I lobbed that. Oh, that was actually a very easy goal if I hit that lower. Ah! I didn't even see that guy until he emerged from the blind side there. That's crazy. Man. Guys turned just in time on half these. Oh boy. I should go low. That was a good chow. I don't know. It's one of the cheaper laptops to run baseline PS4 games. Hell yeah. Shad PS4. Apparently Bloodborne just got approved for 60 FPS on the emulator. They finally like optimized it. Oh my god! Okay, I'm kind of more convinced that Muzi is not the player I think he is, and I think he's just like a GC1 that Geoids is playing with. Because I've seen a lot of whiffs right now that I'm not a huge fan of. That's a 100 boost right there. Switch from gaming on a Switch to gaming on a laptop. I spent $600 on this guy. Has 40 gigs of integrated RAM and 2 terabytes. What's the GPU though? You want to talk about GPU? Bro's got a toaster. Just like me, the Samsung Smart Toaster. I want to see if Muzi is within 200 MMR of me. Very curious, actually. He's the higher MMR play. Gee, I don't know what's going on here, but this is actually insane. AMD Ryzen 7 77. That is your CPU, I think. Because I have a Ryzen 9 9900X as my processor. If you want to look at your specs, if you're on your laptop, press Windows R and then type in DXDIAG, DXDIAG, and it'll give you how much RAM you have, your GPU, and your CPU. Also your monitor specs. All right, finally. We got LaFaded. Whoa. That's actually kind of crazy. He bumped me into that. I'm not gonna lie, Kev, that was literally the best touch I've ever seen someone get off of the bounce. And it kind of pissed me off that he got that. How does he get that around me? Oh. Kev's a guy who knows his angles and knows how to play it. Just want to steal that boost. Yep. I figured he would try to flick that back. I was trying to be a little cutesy with it. Noise? Noise? Damn. Players aren't supposed to be smart in twos. This is so rigged. Nice. Okay, cool. I was like, I just have to get it on target because I think they're just assuming I'm missing. Hey, TT, who's there gaming? Not ideal, but it's okay. Nice. Kyle Binks. Howdy. I just realized I never poured a water. Oh, no, I did, and I just didn't bring it over to my PC. All right, well, after this chat, I gotta remember to go get my water. Thank you for whoever just rated. I can't see the screen. Kiwi, I was actually gonna DM you earlier today. Someone brought you up with Marvel Rivals, and I was just like, I haven't checked in with Jen in a bit. Could see how she's doing. Happy almost New Year, yeah. How was stream? What were you gaming on? Yes, that was like really funny timing. It was just, I was just being like, yeah, I've checked in with Jen. Ooh. Gotta check on the homies in a year like this. But yeah, welcome in everybody. If you guys are from Lemon Stream, I'm Daner Taco, caster within, I guess, esports generally, but Rocket League 99% of the time. If you guys only watch RLCS, you guys have probably never heard of me. If you watch everything outside of RLCS, you've probably seen a lot of me, so. Howdy, howdy. Ooh. Noise, faded. Let's catch him in DMs, pop off, King. Absolutely. I was learning some finals stuff today. Honestly, finals is something I wanted to get into. What's funny is that the finals is something I was actually gonna grind for casting. And then I was like, you know what? They're just gonna hire like Uber and like a bunch of like the Val Overwatch flex casters or whatever. It's not worth it. And then they announced the first casting call and I knew some of the dudes. And I'm like, wait, I could, if I actually try-harded and like got into some of those leagues, I probably could have done that. So yeah, I'm a little upset that I didn't actually do that. I was gonna check in about CRL stuff. CRL is good. I think, like, you know, like always with Epic, I don't think we know if we're casting next semester. I look tired today, not you. Well said, Miscari, I was about to say. No, but yeah, you're looking great. Amazing gold man, teach me. Practice. But yeah, we don't exactly know if we're casting yet, but I think we were told in the new year we get information about the spring split and what's gonna happen with that. So yeah, pretty hype. All I know is that apparently Epic is taking like a brand new approach to a lot of the esport in the coming year, so should be interesting to see how that all develops and what it actually looks like. I don't know in what way that's gonna change anything, but honestly, I would settle for a CRL LAN again. I haven't been able to cast like an actual Epic sponsored thing. That was one thing I was super upset that I never got to do. My poor DreamHack Dallas didn't even happen this past year. Oh my god, I did not pay attention to Vire. I thought he was getting bumped. I saw like Ches directly up in his face. Oh no. What rank you at? This is GC3. I saw my teammate go up toward him and I was like, oh, okay, Ches is bumping him, so I have time to air dribble this. And then the guy just immediately got in my way. I'm like, oh, my bad. That's not a good kickoff. My bad, teammate. Little wide. Can't snipe that top corner. 50. Close one. All right, we're gonna 50 that. I get a reset. Never mind. Good job, Ches. Yay! He's cute. So close to SSL? Nope. We're like 100 MMR off of SSL, easy. Remember my constant hello to you by saying you look tired? Say, look, I'll get. No, I know. That's why I think it was funny, because it's that's like the common thing. People come in. I think it's like there's like a weird or kind of funny disconnect of like, I always say, anytime someone says something in chat, you should imagine saying to someone at a party. Because there's a lot of players who people come in and they're like, wow, it's kind of dead in here today. It's like, would you go to someone's party and be like, wow, no one showed up? You know, like it's like that, just like it's something you don't register as being rude because you're like, oh, I'm just making an observation. I'm like, no, but it's the situation. You got to think about how that comes off to the streamer. I'm on my chest grind, Taco. What's that Elo looking like? Here, Magnus Carlsen got his 20th World Championship today. Training packs I need to practice to get out of gold. Honestly, just basic. Oh my god, Ches, as I'm talking about training packs. This man hitting the pack. Look at that, perfect catch. Into a perfect pre-flip. Reset, top corner, and the dunk. You can't even get it better than that. Click. Noise, close. No! Wait. Thank God, Ches, you got that because that was meant to be way closer and then I ran out of boost, so. That was also a really good pass, I'm not gonna lie. don't know why you're flipping that. You got open heart surgery last week? Hopefully you're doing okay. Well, you're allowed to be tired. Look tired then. That's a bot. There's a bot play by me. My bad. I had no faith that guy would double it because he had done nothing all game. So I was like, ah, it's okay. He's not gonna double this. I don't know why I didn't believe in him. I did exactly what I hate my randoms do when I just kind of stare at a play. Eh. Oh, he really got around that one. Okay, well, that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Maybe before the addiction that is Rocket League anymore, or again, guess it makes sense. I've kind of thrown this game, not gonna lie. Not an ideal back-to-back plays by me. Man, I can't 50 even go. Trying to get the lightest little skim on the outside there. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna give it a little bit more. Chaz wants to forfeit, but I think we can still do it. Actually insane how Vira just decided to let his brother pick back up the controller. I don't know what this guy was doing the first 3 minutes. Final 2 minutes has been locked in. Wait, who is this man? Bro turned on cheat engine, what the hell? Okay, now we can forfeit. Grinding puzzles and openings, don't know my actual elo yet. That's fair. I know that was something Com used to do between series when he was playing in RLCS majors and whatever. You would just go on chess and do chess puzzles. Any aerial tips? Practice? I mean, I don't really know how to give a tip for an aerial outside of just practicing them. I feel like if you're gold, I just recommend people going to, like, if you press the right directional button, you get like the ball lobbed up. Honestly, just practice doing like something like this and landing weird and then adjusting and then jumping at it. Because the hardest part about aerialing is not driving in a straight line. Anyone can do this. This is like the easiest thing in the world. But when you have to adjust and like get used to like some weird landing and then turn into the ball and then go, that's the hard part. That's the hard part of aerials, is learning how to like change direction and then immediately face it and go. A lot of you guys overturn or you understeer, or you do the classic thing where you jump before you're actually facing and then you end up doing this, where you're like not even close because you're still in the middle of a turn while you get over eager, so you jump early and then you fly by. The hardest thing to fix on an aerial is not facing the right direction. Like if you're facing this way, yeah, you can do this. But it's gonna be way less than effective an aerial than if you just face it directly and then go straight. Oof. So I feel like those are the things you need to work on, or find training packs that force you to like face in a slightly different direction on your start. I want to drop into the Fennec real quick. Oh, my water. Yeah, definitely if you're like plat or below, that's like the biggest thing, is just learn how to take your actual basic aerials and grind those out. Because a lot of you guys rotating the car in the aerial thing, I mean, that's just getting used to keeping yourself balanced. If you have like directional arrow bound, don't try to actually do aerials at first, just do this and just learn how to like keep yourself afloat and just kind of keep your car balanced. And then every once in a while throw like in a backflip or something and see how quickly you can recover. And just keep yourself afloat. Or just throw like a weird rotation in. How quick can you adjust, you know? And that's like way faster than being able to do everything else. And then beyond that, you just find targets in the wall. So like hit the top corner, or go to the near post, rotate to the back post, rotate to the near post, land, take off, add a flip in there. And just practice like doing that. If you don't have access to rings, that's the way at least I would do it. I remember there was a time where like box mod was outdated or something. I couldn't use it, so I had to do that instead to practice. I miss your midnight streams. In a way, I also miss them, but I also miss actually sleeping at a good time and being awake and conscious for my job. Not gonna lie, teammate, didn't expect you to get absolutely balled on right there. He was on the wall, so I'm like, okay, he's got the read, right? And then I realized he has no boost, so I'm like, why are you in the wall? Should have paid attention to that. Oh, coward. Oh, no! I saw him like hesitate, so I'm like, oh, he's gonna fake chow that. That's fine, I'll go, because that's like a bounce that it can actually do something. I don't know what's going on here, buddy, but... He's like really hesitant in ways that makes me feel like I can take over, because I can see a read happening, and then randomly he'll also just kind of like go all in on something. I'm trying to read, like, how aggressive can I get with this guy? Oh, he was really far behind me? Okay, well. Good job, Bio. Other people just rotate like that? Well, it's because it makes your transition from certain positions in the air a lot smoother. Yeah. It allows your motions to flow into each other. Like, yeah, you don't have to hold it the whole time, but it definitely helps when you're trying to make a quick adjustment to air roll instead of just lean. That's a shame. Bio going up the line for that is a little interesting. I've been seeing this whole game. Love that. Meanwhile, I'm hoarding all the ping here, dude, because I got 9. This is definitely a Dallas server. That's insane that I didn't land in time. Cringe. It's okay. We're not winning this one anyway if teammates DCing. Don't try to be a hero, buddy. I appreciate you more if you just forfeit. I'm not playing with someone who can't drive straight. I fixed it. No, you didn't. What do you mean I fixed it? Oh, oops, I had the lag switch turned on. Silly me. Oh. Bro just stood still for a second. I was like, oh, he's gonna bite late. That's fine. He did not. Oh, they didn't shoot that yet. Oh my god. How we doing? Hey, J Bogle. We're doing alright. Trying to get this comeback. Slowly but surely. Do not chase, grab pads. What? You went for that? That's a psychotic decision from someone with definitely like 12 boost in the tank. Huh? Sad. Sad. Nice pass. All right, we might have sick drift and Sane just Zenzo. No, he was saying he was lagging. That's the thing. So when he's like, I fixed it. I'm like, what do you mean? Were you streaming 17 4K movies at the same time and realized, oops, should probably stop doing that? Bro, I can't even play unless I have J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, soon to be leaving Netflix, playing on 6 different windows at once. Ah, if I had boost. Not gonna lie, chat, that movie is one of those movies I can watch as many times as possible and never get sick of it. I freaking love the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. Very fun popcorn movie. Well acted, fun little effects. I know everyone makes fun of the solar flares, or the lens flares, but I think they're a neat touch. Yeah, BioC, that would have been fine if we just didn't panic. Almost as a blizzard outside in New York. It'd be like that. I'm talking to my parents, and they're saying that kept happening. Zach, thank you for 72 months.
I don't like dolphins, but I had a really good convo with one the other day. We kinda just clicked. Also 72 months? That's a few years, right? Like 6? 7?
No. You add me into the end. Tier 2 for 72 months, chat. That is indeed 6 years of subbing. Oh my. We just had a bomb cyclone in Michigan. Just grenades landing on your lawn. I could never live in the Midwest. Mr. Penguin has a 6-7 emote, and because of that, welcome back, Mr. Penguin, and also because of that, ban Mr. Penguin, please. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I didn't help out Rob. For some reason, I just had no faith that these people actually have a focus set ability. No. You would whiff. Taco, don't you think he was going for 50? He definitely wasn't. Because he used his flip after he whiffed. So, I don't believe he was. Oofers, Chad. All right, well, that's brain damage. I don't know why you're shadowing a ball when you know you're getting demoed. Hit it too heavy, sad. No, you bumped me just around that corner. Steal. You got an OLED monitor, right? Yep. You got this? I do not have this size skin. I'm still not entirely sure if teammate has hit the ball in the opponent's half. Teammate, situationally, how long do you know how long it's going to demo? Hmm. 4040p? Yep. I don't know, like, what's going on? What's going on in the head? What are you doing? There's nothing going on up there. Why are you hitting it into the ceiling? You have so much time to catch that. Christ, let me out. No, we are definitely gonna end stream soon. I'm crashing out a little bit. That's been like 3 straight games where we're losing because we're just handing them goals rather than actually like losing because we're getting outplayed. I just bought the 360 Hz 440p OLED, but I've never played Rocket League on a 27-inch nor a 20. I think this new monitor is 27-inch. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Honestly, it was weird. I didn't actually notice it was a larger monitor until I actually physically like sized them up, and I'm like, oh yeah, they are bigger. I don't know why it doesn't feel much larger, but it definitely is a larger screen. And once you turn on HDR, it's like, it's gorgeous. Yeah, just, I don't know, man. We're also in that middle ground. I've noticed from 7 to like 9:30, everyone is actually objectively terrible at the game. Like they cannot touch the ball whatsoever. I think it's like everyone who ate dinner and then they're crashing from like a food coma and they're trying to play, but they're just stupid and tired. And then after that, it becomes demon hours and everyone gets good again. And then when it gets to like 1-ish o'clock, then everyone gets bad again because everyone gets tired. Yeah, I've noticed there's like a lull in the middle of the night where everyone just suddenly becomes the worst player I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just like, oh, interesting how a 1730 can't touch the ball forward and mistouches it every single time. Because again, I'm not a problem with people making mistakes. That's never an issue with me. It's literally just the fact that I'm playing the second highest rank in the game and I can't depend on anyone to make a touch. I don't care if you miss, I don't care if you do that, but if every single time you're touching it, it's the wrong touch, you're like, I don't know if you're supposed to be here. If you turn 1 aim of the real demons, that's what I'm saying, right? But that's like, it's a little bit more inconsistent. You want me to talk about bad people in a game? Drifting for life. I know you feel like you're superior, but I make money playing this game on stream and commentating this game. And also, someone who cares deeply about something, I think should be able to complain about it. But people are always like, a grown man playing video games. Okay, cool. A grown man bitches about teenagers playing college game, dropping touchdowns. Is that also cringe? Maybe, but at least someone's passionate about something. But he's actually going through the whole life trying to be casual and nonchalant and thinks that makes him cool rather than just makes him look like kind of a petulant and a bit more pretentious a person than you might actually want. Fun fact, no one likes that personality. No one has ever seen someone critique someone else for being a little cringy or caring about something and been like, man, that guy's so cool. I'm assuming you're like probably in your early 20s, so you don't really have a true identity formed because you're still growing up, but that's just a pro tip from someone much older than you, most likely. And if you are older than me, or if you're commensurate to my age, then I'm sorry that most of life has failed to teach you that lesson. Double? Nah, double, what am I saying? I was gonna say follow? Okay. That was a very late arrow, but I know I could get ball or him, so I'm like, we'll just go with that. Let's not get demoed. Excellent. Yes, king, yes. Imagine caring. I could never. I don't know why everyone assumes when you turn 25, you basically can't play video. No, that's my favorite thing is like, people, also it's really funny when people say like video games are stupid, you're wasting time, it's just a boring thing. Buddy, have you ever seen a bigger waste of time than watching TV or every night? Like people will say that and then proceed to watch TV for 4 hours. It's just like, are you doing something more than I am? At least I'm being social. I'm chatting with people, you know? Oof. Not the clear I wanted. My bad, teammate. I'm gonna blame the Fennec hitbox. But not really. I do want to switch back to the Octane. Fennec always feels slightly off. I didn't hear him. All right, well, my bad. It's okay, Rock has that. I believe in him. Oh, did he get bumped? He might have got bumped. All right, that's on me. At least you're gaming, you have to engage. Well, yeah, that's why I like it, video games, because it engages you. I actually really don't like watching TV most of the time, unless the show's like insanely like lock-in type television where you have to pay attention. And it's really high quality because I just feel like I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I kind of want to do something. I don't want to just sit here and passively observe. I don't know why my tire got stuck there. I was not able to jump off as fast as I thought I could. Walking Dead? That was not the show I was thinking of when I'm thinking of good TV. Walking Dead is still on? No way. What do they have to say anymore? Finished a while ago? Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, how the hell is that still going? I'm not gonna lie, kind of panicked clears. Yeah, halfway through, I was like, I don't think he's hitting that. Nice. Excuse me, I'm incredibly engaged with the comment section of the Instagram Reels. I don't scroll every night, sure. Whenever I watch TV, I feel like I need to mindlessly scroll. I mean, yeah, it's like, I'm not saying you need to scroll or something, but like, I just feel like for me, I like video games because you're fully 100% engaged with what you're playing. Type to like Yellowstone? Nope. Yellowstone is old people TV in my mind. I feel like those are the shows that I imagine my mom likes. Not trying to be ageist with shows, but that's just how that show kind of strikes me. Feels like something my mom would greatly enjoy. Nice. Case in point, damn crazy. No, ugh, he got slightly higher than I thought he would on that. I was trying to catch that. What? It's fine. You wanna flick? That's crazy, you went straight at that. I was trying to play your deflection. He was like, no, I'm gonna hit it right down the middle. Pop. Awesome. I like how I actually had a good angle at that but then he tagged me so I couldn't chase it. Sag. No, it's too fast. No. I'm gonna fake that. Oh, and fake that. That was stupid. I knew Straw was probably gonna be around, but I was hoping he'd just go straight back to goal. Ah, you pussy. Oh! Hey, Indiana. Yellowstone is 100% propaganda, sure. After season 10, there was 10 seasons of Walking Dead. I thought there was like 7. 10's a I don't know about 10. I don't know about 10. There's my problem with everything Taylor shared into. He's such a good story writer, but he's also a pure propaganda machine. I mean, there's a lot of shows like that, I feel like. Season 7 was the peak season. The last season of Game of Thrones I actually remember watching and enjoying was the one where they're in the prison, but I think that was like season 2 or maybe 3. I feel like the prison series I was still kind of locked in, but after that I was like, I'm good. I don't need to watch this anymore. I think at a certain point it just gets a little bit like less about zombies and more about the human side, which is fine. I don't think you need zombies, but I feel like after a while when I was watching, I kind of just started phasing out because I didn't care about the conflict as much. I will say, Walking Dead at least has the advantage of being willing to make sacrifices in its cast. Although I will say, I think them killing Glenn, I think like single-handedly destroyed their numbers, because I remember he was like a fan favorite character and they were like, oh, but like, what if we kill them? And then everyone's gonna be shocked. And then I remember apparently the viewership after that season went off a cliff. Like everyone was pissed that they killed him off because that was like their favorite character. So you gotta be careful with who you kill off. All right, chat, we're gonna play one more. It's also what happened in the books. No, yeah, sure, but I'm saying like that's why you don't always have to go along with the books. I kind of like it when they make artistic decisions that aren't based off the books or the comics or whatever, graphic novel. Glenn Powell died, unfortunately, yeah. Hitting the bat, hitting the head with a baseball bat. I also just never really got into shows. Like, Game of Thrones is the show that I understand to be very good in the early seasons, but I was never really into Game of Thrones. I don't really like the aesthetic of fantasy type stuff. Also, fundamentally, Game of Thrones falls into the gratuitous HBO-ified universe of shows that I've never enjoyed, where just like the most like ridiculously over-the-top violence and like unnecessary sex, and it's like maybe that's just the inner Catholic in me and my mom growing up like covering my eyes whenever there's a sex scene or whatever, but like I just can't stand shows that are just like at any moment might just subject you to like the most gruesome thing you've ever seen for no reason. Same reason I don't like Gears of War. That was a bad one. Gears of War either as a game, or Doom, because Doom is just like unnecessary. I would say gratuitous is definitely the way I describe that stuff. Just like way over the top from what it needs. Who are you, Volpe? Is that the guy who plays Homelander? I don't know who that is. True Blood was a huge example of that, I think. Yeah. Well, I remember even Stars started doing that. There's a great skit actually where it's a bunch of people telling them they got casted for HBO, and they're describing their role, and they're like, "Oh my god, like, dude, you're porn star." They're like, "What?" It's like, "What you're describing? That's pornography." And they're like, "No, it's not. It's not porn. It's HBO." And then they all start celebrating, like, "Oh, in that case, yay!" And I'm like, "No, there's like definitely some roles where people are brought on and be like, so you're just gonna be getting railed on camera." Oh, for like in the background is like an orgy scene? No, it's gonna be like 4 straight minutes of you just fully nude. And it's just gonna be sex, like really like violently aggressive and loud sex. Oh, do I have dialogue? No. I mean, you should moan, and that's about it. And it's just like, what is this? Like, what am I watching? Also, my favorite is when they do like dialogue like that, where it's like it is a conversation, but they're just doing it during sex or whatever. And I'm just like, wow, you just really were like, we need just something to spice up this scene. I don't know. I'm not against sex, I'm not against romance, I'm not against violence, but there's some times where I'm just like, you gotta have like a reason for it, rather than just like, I haven't seen someone's genitalia in a bit. Should probably add a scene in there. That's kind of what it feels like at times with those shows. Oh man. Cool. Worst double of all time. I just knew it was open. I love when they gratuitous. Yes. Now I want Taka to write the subtitles of the scenes. Completely overhyped and unnecessary guttural noises. Yep, that's kind of what it feels like. Penguin. What's the sound of one ball clapping? What? I mean, one hand. Well, there's definitely a fanfic out there of AO3 or whatever, Zadoctor, that you've just uncovered. Also, I will say, Game of Thrones and Dexter were shows that retroactively were saved for me because I never watched them like all the way through. So I kind of gave up watching shows like that, even when they were very big when I was in college. And I feel kind of justified for it because everyone I know who watched them all the way through are like, I hate it because the ending pissed me off so much. So it's kind of like, oh, cool. So I kind of rewarded myself by not locking in and actually watching them. Because then I didn't have to be hella disappointed when the finale came up and everyone's like, what? Well, I guess Game of Thrones wasn't even a finale. It was like the final 2 seasons. Imagine having one of the most famous television shows of all time and then ruining it because you were so desperate to get a Marvel movie that you rushed those last 2 seasons. And because of that, not only did you ruin the show and everyone hates it, but now also you didn't get your Star Wars movie. Like, that's killing no birds with one stone. It's for a Star Wars movie, yep. What's going on the Twitch side? People are horny. What? Who said that? Their other HBO show got canceled too. Well, yeah, because everyone just was blown away by how horrible it got. That's like the funniest part to me about it all. Like, you threw this all away for a Star Wars movie, which I understand. Like, that's like a dream project for a lot of directors. As much people don't want to admit it, like, Star Wars is such like an impactful film. It's also pretty tightly made. Like, the episodes 6 and 7 are like very solidly paced movies. Like, like if you just watch how effectively information is handed to you, and how concepts are delivered to you, and how scenes are just constructed generally from like a cinematography perspective, not even like being super mind-blowing, just like this is just efficiently and directly made with cool set pieces. I like this. I think the best way to watch old films is imagine yourself in a theater having never seen a movie like that before. Roger Ebert, I think, described New Hope as an out-of-body experience because he genuinely was like, there's no deep themes in this movie, but it's like so fun. It's like I'm having such a blast watching this. And I feel like watching movies like that is pretty fun. So I feel like because of that, a lot of directors have those dream projects like, oh my God, a chance to work on Star Wars, cool. But the fact that they just blew it so hard that they ruined their entire careers is crazy to me. Like, their careers are effectively over. I don't know if they're ever gonna, I don't know if they've had any writing credits since then, but. You're better in Rocket League? Sure. Hi, Adam. Good 12 seasons, they were like, we can do it in 8. HBO were like, do you want to extend season 8? They were like, how about a short season 8? That's even funnier. See, the thing about Game of Thrones is it's always best to make it as short as possible. There's really just not that much information about in the books. The books are known as pretty short. I think they're all like 100 pages, so this makes sense. They're all like the Hobbit. Also, the Hobbit movie, by the way, is also an example of a. Actually, I'm trying to think. Was it Harry Potter that normalized the part 1, part 2 for the finale? I think it's the one that showed like you could do that. But I think for Harry Potter, it kind of made sense to do that because you can have 2 parts. Whereas I feel like ever since then, every movie was like, oh, so now from now on, every single series needs a part 1 and 2. And I'm like, you really don't. Like, I don't think you need Mockingjay part 1 and 2. I don't think you needed 3 Hobbit movies. for this, especially because the Hobbit movie is like, or the Hobbit is, I think it's like 100 something pages. And also there is like a lot of information they had to basically make up for that movie because there just wasn't enough information to make 3 movies about. And I'm like, I feel like that movie would have been really interesting if you just made one, like 3-hour movie about it. But of course they're like, no, we have to have a trilogy again. I'm like, that's not how it works. Do you know X-Men Last Stand is actually written by one of the Game of Thrones guys? I think it was Benioff. The worst X-Men movie is written by him. I have a soft spot for the Hobbit movies, mostly as a Tolkien nerd. I mean, I think they're good for the universe, but there's just like a lot of confusingly bad things that are very like, Peter Jackson, who are you, buddy? Like, you locked in so hard on the last one, and now you're just kind of like throwing random stuff. Like, he'll forever be the GOAT for making, like, honestly, a lot of really solid movies in that era. Like, I think people forget how good the King Kong movie was with Adrian Brody and Jack Black. Like, incredibly fun movie. I still think that holds up as like a very solid, like, little action movie. Well, what the heck? I missed a pad. Okay, that's funny. It's not Peter Jackson. Finally came midway through the production because Del Toro hated doing it and thought it'd be a bad result. Good job, Del Toro. I mean, I'm trying to play for the 50 and the guy's like, nah, I'm good. He's just staring at me the whole time. I think 2 movies would have been fine. I mean, I could see the 2 movies. I just think it just felt very like weird because you had to invent a lot of new scenes that just feel like a little weird. Like in the original Lord of the Rings, you have like the occasional things. I think, for example, like as good as all 3 of those movies are, I will say The Two Towers is probably the weakest of the film. And I think almost everyone agrees that Fellowship and Return of the King are probably the 2 best, and then Two Towers is not bad, but it's not as good. And I think it's because, granted, that's like the transitionary book between 2 major like sequences of events, and so naturally you have like a lot more human drama because you got to like flesh out. You have to flesh out the human world and the different like cities and conflicts and whatnot. And while you do have some really cool set pieces, you also have a lot of moments where it's kind of just like, hey, we got nothing going on in the middle section of this screenplay. There's like a whole scene with like the wargs or whatever, like the wolf attacking them in the hillside, and then Aragorn goes on a spirit journey, and you're like, what is this? And you realize that's not in the books, because that's just like something Jackson had to put in because he thought the book was too boring. He thought the screenplay was too boring at that section because there was just nothing going on. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But the thing is, you don't really notice that because it's like still feels like kind of interesting, and it kind of expands on like, you know, him and his lady. So you're like, oh, okay, cool, I get it. Sure, why not? It's a kind of like meditative middle ground. Flesh out meat is back on the menu, sure. That's crazy. You're about to get 50. Oh, he went high. I was like, if he lands, that might pop up for my teammate. Unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. Okay, I saw him waiting for that bounce, and I was like, oh no, buddy. I'm just throwing that because the RMS is waiting on the sideline. Man, I didn't even hear him. You would miss that. That's okay. Except I didn't know you were not going. That's fine. You're still good. Just kidding. You're about to get cyberbullied, and we lost. All right. Well, on 4. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.